New week, new highs, same old Fed, and the four racists are at it again. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard. It's Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horse with you. It is Sunday. What day is today? Sunday, July the 28th. Man, the month is flying by. The year is flying by. And the markets keep making new highs. What is going on, everybody? So we had a big week of earnings, and we thought that might turn the trick last week to kind of spark these markets and put some action in. But no, there's none. The markets continue to get to new highs, and we'll talk about that when we get to the market segment. But of course, we've got another big week this week after the earnings season. We've now got the Fed season. Okay, well, we actually have Apple's earnings this week as well, but we've got Fed season. And of course, their two-day meeting kicks off on Tuesday and will end on July 31st. And will it be another round of fireworks? Will they disappoint? Will they deliver? It's hard to say. Okay, again, we continue to watch. And as we do know, for 106 years, I guess it is, 1913, okay, we have seen nothing but disappointment. So I don't expect to see anything different. I'm sure they will accommodate Wall Street once again. I'm sure they will cut rates. The question is, if they cut them 25 basis points, that's probably as they like to call it, the Goldilocks number to start with. If they don't cut, the markets will probably get ripped to the downside. If they cut 50, does the market start asking, is there issues? Is Bubba right? Is this the start of a recession? Okay. Well, I still say it's the start of a recession no matter what they do. Okay. But in the meantime, you've got Kudlow and you've got all the other guys out, Steve Moore, calling for, if we need 3 rate cuts, which is actually what is being priced in. Now, again, are they trying to keep up with the Joneses and continue to lower rates as they're doing across the globe? Or are they worried about some kind of problem? Unfortunately, they don't know why they are doing what they're doing. So it's hard for me to imagine what they're doing. Of course, they love to look at the Phillips curve. Maybe to look at the S curve in Chicago. You've ever heard of the famous S curve? Well, anyways, long story, probably not the right venue for it. But in the meantime, here we have it. So again, it'll come down to, again, what does the Fed do? What does the Fed say? How do they say it? There'll be microscopes and people listening intently to hear exactly the way that Jerome Powell puts out his message and the exact words he says, because that's the statement that they make. So, okay, it is what it is. That's it. That's what we have. We've got manipulation. We've got to worry about rates. We've got to continue to want to try to manipulate the dollar because, of course, in the currency wars, they need to keep up with everybody else who continues to devalue their currency as we devalue everything to zero, okay, so that eventually there'll be no currency, okay, which again brings us back to why the cryptocurrencies are going to be real and so on and so forth. All right. In the meantime, we have got the 4 racists going at it again. I mean, it's amazing. Omar now says that white men are the terrorists or the hate mongers or whatever it is that she said. Another derogatory statement. Okay, I thought that we were all people. Okay, I thought that, again, I go back to, I thought we were supposed to love this country. I thought we were supposed to have everything and try to make things better. But obviously, apparently, the 4 racists with that now, I think Talib says we should have $20 an hour. Maybe make it 25. Maybe we should just give everybody $50 an hour. Or maybe we should just close every business and just let everybody have everything for free. Okay? Maybe that would be the best thing for everybody, because as you saw, old Uncle Bernie Sanders had to lay off his own help because he can't pay the $15 minimum wage. Gee, I wonder why. Okay? I wonder why this is such the big issue and why we're so concerned about what minimum wages. As we have said on many, many occasions, okay, certainly when it comes to wages, okay, free markets will determine wages. If you need help bad enough, you're going to pay for it. It's as simple as that. Okay, we don't have to have a lot of discussion about the ignorance of the guaranteed minimum wage. The minimum wage was needed during the slave labor periods of time for women and children back in whatever it was, the 20s, 30s, or 40s, whatever the era was. Okay, it's the same as when unions were created. They were much needed then because the worker needed to be defended, especially women and kids. Now, the free markets will decide what wages should be, okay? Because again, if McDonald's needs help, okay, and they don't have enough, they're going to pay more to get them. You already see all these spiffs that many of even the fast food places are putting out, okay? Now, again, if you're striving to have a minimum wage job, okay, then you're probably in the wrong business, and you certainly don't need to college. You need to go to college so you don't need to accumulate your debt, okay? I don't think anybody aspires to work at minimum wage for the rest of their lives. I think the idea, very much like the CEO of UPS, who started as a bag, not a bag carrier, but a package deliverer, or actually in the warehouse, became a driver all the way up to the top. He is now the CEO. So I think that should be the aspirations of people, is to advance and earn your money and earn your way through companies versus I got to get that guaranteed minimum wage. Okay. So again, we go back to, they want $20 an hour. We should do this. Okay. Well, let's just put everybody out of business, because what will happen is the minute wages get too high and they can no longer be met, you will have nothing but artificial intelligence working everywhere. Okay. Again, there's a lot of places you don't have to talk to anybody anymore. Okay, we've already seen this with the phone operation. You can't talk to anybody. So again, that's exactly, what will happen. Okay, but what's going to happen? Okay, when with the continuing problems in China. Okay, as their industrial production continues to decline. Okay, as now these hidden cities that they have, that they've used as kind of funding or value for so long, are now starting to be no longer there, okay? They're being extra hidden because they're worthless, but they value them at such high levels. So all of a sudden, we're starting to see some indications of a lot more trouble. Now, obviously, it's very difficult to ever get any direct news out of China as to exactly what their economy is like, because they don't let you have it, okay? Their numbers are always somewhat suspect. Okay, so we'll see what we bring from there. But again, I think that last week was a very interesting week, and I got to tell you something. The mainstream media should, again, one thing is I don't watch them. Okay, because it's hard and it's painful to listen to them continue to make excuses for why a market's down. Okay, we had a couple of down days, even we did close on the highs, but a couple of down days, but the Dow was down only because of Boeing. Okay, but at the same time, other markets were dramatically down, okay, at the same time. So it wasn't just Boeing. So I wish we would just tell the news and report the facts versus making an excuse for why markets do what they do. Markets are markets. That's exactly what they do. Okay, everything starts with X, and then it ends up where it's going to go. Right now, the markets had, a couple of rough days, but in the meantime, where are they? They're at all-time highs. So again, there's no excuse needed for that. But I think one of the biggest tragedies going on today is obviously the ridiculous Congress that continues after the Mueller report, who said absolutely nothing. In fact, Mueller looked like he had just been embalmed, okay? And whoever embalmed him, you need to do a better job, because he still looked dead, okay? But said nothing, did nothing. But of course, he managed to waste millions of dollars once again. And again, he could have put this all to bed when he gave his original press conference, what was it, 2 months ago, whatever it was. And of course, he didn't do that, okay? So now, the left is still not satisfied, okay? They took one impeachment vote already, or whatever it was. They got drilled, okay, totally no interest in impeaching him right at the moment. But in the meantime, you get Nadler and all the other jackasses that continue to, instead of doing something like, let's vote on USMCA, okay? Wouldn't that make sense to get the trade deal done with with Canada and Mexico, okay? But no, we don't want to do that. Let's spend another 2 years until President Trump gets elected again, okay? And then we can spend another 4 years wasting all of the middle-class taxpayers' money, time, and do absolutely nothing to improve upon the country, and let our four racists be the leader of our group and continue to go out there and chat it up, okay? And let's pretend that we're just all totally blind to what is going on in the country, okay? So let's not get any bills passed. I mean, they have this new Congress has done absolutely zero. All you people, all you trolls out there, and everybody wants to go ahead and bash, hey, right away, email away. I'll be waiting for you, okay? Because now it's become the totally ridiculous, okay, of where we stand, okay? It's about time they get off their dead ass and did something, okay? So you can make your excuses that you don't like the president. We'll talk about that in high commentary. But you can talk about your dead ass excuses about why we don't like the president and why we did this and why we do that. Get your dead ass off and start doing passes and bills, and let's get something going here, okay? It's enough already. This is ridiculous, okay? So Nadler and Schumer and all the rest of you, do something for a change instead of doing the usual nothing, okay, and screwing the American taxpayer and screwing the Americans, okay, because that's all you're really doing. Now, again, in this case, it is a left issue. Sometimes it's a right issue. But in this case, it is a left issue, all right, because they're the ones in charge and they're the ones that are doing absolutely nothing, okay? So I think it's about time you got off and said, hey, maybe we should actually maybe do something. Well, of course, they had to go on vacation now, though, for 46 days, okay? So they're gone until see you in September. Isn't that the song? Okay? So we'll see what they come back with. But, of course, we know they'll come back with nothing. We know it's going to be just more of the same. We know it's another year and change of absolutely zero getting done. And again, basically stealing the American taxpayers' dollars, because when you do nothing, okay, and you get nothing done, but you keep taking that paycheck, but maybe they should get a raise. I think they wanted a raise as well, okay? And you've got all those special benefits, okay? I don't know. Sounds like a job that I'd like to get involved with. And of course, just a quick note on the candidates, some of the 20 candidates. Booker says on TV he wants to punch Donald Trump in the face. He's got too much testosterone. And Joe Biden wants to challenge him to a push-up contest. And there's old Elizabeth Warren, probably the first beer she ever had in her life, trying to drink a beer on an ad. Okay, I mean, is she trying to come down to Middle America? Because she says how it should be, but she forgets to tell everybody how much money she's got and how she made all her money, which was through the banking industry. So I know, again, always nice to see how when the people get to that point and they already have the money, how they don't want anybody else to have the same opportunity to get the money that way. Interesting stuff. But in the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. I am Todd Bubba Horowitz. We will be back with more after the break of Bubba's Bottom Line. What's up, all? Hey, we had a great webinar yesterday on our new mini and micro futures portfolio. Honestly, we sold out, but obviously somebody from here wants to get a piece of it. You can certainly check it out. If you want to see the webinar, just email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com. I will send you the webinar. You can check it out. You like it, great. If not, hey, again, we don't want anybody who doesn't want to be here, okay? That's the beauty of Bubba Trading. We don't want people that don't want to be a part of it, okay? It's just that simple, okay? You're not interested? Don't come. Don't watch. No big deal. In fact, you're not interested? Don't watch this show. In the meantime, don't forget about our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and me, Todd Bubba Horowitz. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, July the 29th, or 28th, excuse me. And of course, markets made new highs. And surprised? No, we're not. Again, we're not surprised. We're still long. Okay, we said we were staying long. We're still long. Okay, and we're not getting out. Okay, again, I can't stress to you enough, if you're going to be a mechanical trader, which we are, okay, if you can use algorithms to trade, which we do, then you have to follow the methods. You have to follow the system, no matter what your opinion is. Sure, I always have an opinion in the market. You know that we're still long oil, and I hate it, okay? But again, I'm not going to outsmart or outfight the overall algorithm, okay? Because again, the algorithm works. Why would I want to fight with it? So we saw the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P all make new highs. Okay, the Dow had a little bit rougher week because of some heavy stuff going on there, but the Russell, had a couple of big up days, a couple of big down days. But the Russell's really the weakest of the crew, and would be, if any of them were going to change to a sell signal or to a negative, it would be the Russell would change. So, but again, right now, all indexes long. Okay. Us, Bubba trading, long. Okay, staying long, not changing. Okay, gold had tried to get out, had some nice movement, and it's interesting how we saw an attempted breakout, which failed right where it should have, about 1454. Again, it's in a nice little range now. But again, notice that A, the algorithm is long, but B, look at the pattern. The pattern is bullish. It's only repeating the same pattern repeated from the bottoms in May, from the bottoms in June, and the bottoms in July. So maybe we'll see the same pattern repeat, because one thing we know about markets is patterns repeat themselves over and over again. Because if you remember this, okay, all charts are the same, all patterns repeat themselves. The shortest time frame always has to resolve itself into the longest time frame. If you remember that, it applies to every market. It doesn't matter. Because Richard Dennis said, and I know Richard well, and I agree, okay, that I don't care what the letters on the box are, just show me a chart. Show me a liquid chart, and that they're all the same. Because at the end of the day, they are. You can think about the news. You can try to play the news. You can try to handicap what they're going to say at the Fed meeting. You can, if you're farming, you can worry about the weather report. Markets already have that priced in. All the markets are driven by price, not news. Again, remember, markets are driven by price, not news. So if you look at the grain markets, blase, mediocre week. In fact, our wheat has turned to negative on the algorithm, okay? And corn is turning, okay? So that's, again, obviously I don't like it, okay? Because I do like them and I do think there's a big market, but I will take the trades, still long soybeans, but I will reverse on Monday or tonight. But again, I'm not happy about it. But again, it's not for me to decide when it comes to the algorithm, because again, it's price, not my opinion, that's going to matter here. Now, I still believe, I do believe that crude is going way down. I do believe that the grains are going way up. However, there could be a little bit of sell-off first. And one thing I do also know, okay, that when they do go up, okay, I'm going to get long, okay, because the algorithm is going to change. So again, that's the thing. When you're trading mechanical, I can't worry about the day-to-day little bits of movement I might miss, okay, because I'm not here to hit singles. These algorithms are designed to hit home runs and keep you in the market for an extended period. I mean, we've been long the NASDAQ for, 3 months, okay, without changing it. In fact, we had to roll it from June to September. That's how long we've been long it, okay? So again, you can go back and you can go look at these tapes, how long we've been long for. So again, it's not me saying it, I'm just saying. Now, so grains, again, I still believe there's a chance for a big market, and certainly I wrote about it in my weekly update that I do think about it. Now, obviously, this was before I knew that the algorithms were going to change, but I do expect, again, I think we see big rallies later on in the year, maybe sooner than later, and maybe we get turned around right away. Who knows? In the meantime, meats look solid. Okay, cattle has done exactly as we've written about, exactly as we talked about, and there's long, both live and feeder cattle continue to try to push their way higher. Hogs, we were bearish, and they've turned. They're now bullish, okay? And again, they broke out. So again, we reverse. Again, I never worry about the individual, what's going on price-wise, okay? I just follow the numbers. It's like, you remember when you were a kid, you colored by numbers. Well, we're just following the numbers. Numbers tell me what to do, and that's it. Because again, it doesn't matter what I'm trading. The price action determines it. And again, remember that there's so much news flow and information that most things are priced in long before they ever happen. I can look at a chart and tell you there's news coming, okay, just the way it's trading. And I think that, and you've heard that, you've seen it on this show before. When I'm doing Bubba's Daily Update, I do say sometimes I can see news pending, and there it is. It shows up. So again, don't try to get caught up with the news because they're always late, they're always wrong, and it will not help you. Okay. Now, take a look at bonds. Again, interest rates keep going down, futures keep going higher. Now, they've been a little bit choppy, but they look like they want to go higher again. Now, we're still short the treasuries. Now, again, that may change. Okay. Again, I think a lot will happen, going into the Fed and before, but right now, we're long tenure notes, short 30-year bonds. Okay. So we're short the curve. Okay. Right now. Okay. Now, again, we'll see how it trades out from here. Okay. And it could be both short. It could end up being both long. We could stay where we're at. So we'll see how it trades. Again, I can say this, there will be a big move in these markets on Wednesday, and it depends on what we do in the next couple of days that will determine how big the move, which way it will be. Because I'm assuming if they get a whip, you'll start to see some rally in here, and we'll play it from there. We'll play it how we see it. That's exactly what we're looking to do. And of course, I did mention crude earlier. Again, we're still long it. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but again, I'm not going to argue. It came down to about that 55 level, and it's popping a little bit. Again, it's really in a range, 55 to 60. So I get it could certainly rally back, and certainly based on the algorithm, it would make sense that we'll go higher. Okay, and we'll see. Again, I'm long it. I'm not reversing it tomorrow. I can tell you that now. Okay, it will not reverse until Tuesday because we only take reversals at the end of the day. Okay, again, our trades are only done from overnight into the morning. Okay, so when I send out people new trades, they're sent out at about 3 a.m. Chicago time, and that's it. And the next cycle won't go to the next till 24 hours later. So we'll see. So right now I'll be long crude coming in, and we'll see how it is. Again, I'm not worried about it. It's just another trade. As far as I'm concerned, it's just another trade. It's just another number. Okay. And of course, the Bitcoin as we said, when it spiked up to 13,000, it would come back and hover somewhere around 10. And here it is, hovering around 10 on both sides of 10,000. In the meantime, of course, there's news hitting the tape already about they want to charge taxes, and IRS is going after. Well, we knew that. I mean, Coinbase, I believe, was ahead of this a long time ago. They were sending out 1099s long ago on the cryptos. And of course, look, as long as they can't manipulate the currency itself, then of course you should pay taxes. The cryptocurrencies are not to avoid the taxes. I mean, obviously some would like to do that. But again, you live in this country, you make money, you should pay taxes. I have no problem with that. Okay. The problem that I have is the overtaxation, like for where I live. Okay. But again, in general, okay, if I make a profit trading cryptocurrency, just like I make a profit trading the markets, I pay taxes. I mean, I have no issue with that whatsoever. I don't think that's a problem. That is not the point of cryptocurrencies. If you're trading them, is not I don't think to skirt taxes. I think it was to keep the full value and let the free market decide price. Okay. So, we've got, interesting things happening. And I found a commercial I've been seeing over and over again, from Schwab. They have these actors, saying, oh, I'm learning about multi-leg spreads, right? And I'm learning about this. And, I go, they don't even know who's teaching the multi-leg spreads for them. Okay. I mean, they don't even know what they are. Okay. Ask people who've had to call them to help them get out. I mean, we do a lot of spreads, and I've had people have to call many of these brokerage firms. They have no idea what we're talking about. Okay. But again, they're starting to teach stuff. Why? Because all these combo spreads create more commission. Okay. Plus, okay, they create, more activity, and they create, they start these iron condors. Okay. And again, I think iron condors as a straight iron condor could be one of the worst trades ever invented. Okay. As a straight iron condor. Now we use them, but we use them in combination with some other things and use them as an income generator with some protection. But again, that's a story for another day. I'm not going to get into a trading lesson here, but I love the advertising, okay, trying to get the average guy, because, a lot of these firms won't even give you the options of approval to get to trade these things. So it's interesting how they spend the money on advertising, and of course, and at the ridiculous rates of commissions that they charge. You know, they laugh and talk about the cheap, inexpensive rates, but in the meantime, hey, I just thought I found that was an interesting note. In the meantime, we're going to step out of here for a break. This is Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horowitz, and we'll be right back with my commentary. See you right after the break. So everyone, we had a great webinar yesterday on our new mini and micro portfolios. And for futures, if you know, the minis are big now. The micros are big. They're new. If you'd like to check it out, all you got to do is email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com. I'll be happy to send you the recording. It's free. Again, if you like it, great. If not, hey, again, as I said last break, we don't want unhappy people here. I don't want people that don't want to be here. I'm not interested, okay? I want people that want to learn and want to have a good time and make some money. In the meantime, don't forget about our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and my commentary. Welcome back to Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Todd Bubba Horowitz. And of course, each and every week I speak what's on my mind. And, you know, I continue to listen to the hatred for President Trump. And again, I don't care if you like him or not. It doesn't matter to me. I think that he's done a terrific job. All of you lefties and all of you trolls can say what a crap job he done, and he's a crook and he's whatever. You're full of crap. Okay, the economy is running good. There's a lot of things going on, and of course, one of the things we know why everybody hates him, okay, is because he has interfered with the system of the lobbyists and the politicians getting all that bonus money from these stupid, lousy deals that they make all over the globe. And we can talk about Biden's son getting all that money from China to overlook a few things. We can talk about the Iran. We can talk about all these bad deals that somehow politicians benefited from and lobbyists benefited from. I mean, again, I always ask the question, you know, why would any congressman invest, you know, $40 million of own money to get elected to a $190,000 a year job? It just doesn't have a lot of logic unless there's a lot of stealing going on. Okay, I'm not accusing, I don't know, but again, just doesn't make sense. But we do know about a lot of the bad deals that went on. But, you know, you can talk about your hatred for the president, and you can talk about wanting to impeach him and do all these things that are bad. But, you know, we don't have to go that far back to see presidents have done things that have been tragic to people. For example, we can start with Mr. Clinton. Okay. I mean, listen, I voted for Bill Clinton once. Okay. But look at what his wife, look at what they did, the damage they did to women. Okay. They set women back 1,000 years. Okay. And when Bill was out screwing around, if the woman spoke up, Hillary beat her into submission. Okay. Mentally. Okay. And with threats and with lawsuits. So again, you don't think there was any funny there? You don't think there's anything funny with the foundation? Okay. You think that's all rhetoric and garbage, but of course everything about Donald Trump is true. Okay. Or you can go back, you know, a little bit farther. But if you can even go back to, you know, John Kennedy, one of the most beloved presidents in our country, okay, who, because of the help of his father and the mob in Chicago, got elected to the job. Okay. And of course, obviously, lots of rumors. I don't know. I'm not accusing anybody, but a few things with Marilyn Monroe, and I'm not talking about the acts of love that they had together. I'm talking about some of the other rumors. So again, each president has their own issues going back to as far as I can remember and as far as I have researched. Okay, but again, the bottom line for a president and for a country is to rally around their president, is to make the country better. Okay, and I think that no matter how ridiculously you are to the left and how much hatred you want to show, okay, and how many excuses you want to make for why he shouldn't be there, at the end of the day, the economy is growing. Things are improving for people. They are working. There are jobs. There are a lot of things that are happening out. We have cut back a lot of regulations. But again, you want to continue to be a hater? Hey, be a hater, okay? But it would be better if you were a hater elsewhere, okay? Because in this country, we try to get whether you like the president that's in office or not, we know that the maximum amount of time they can spend there is 8 years. The objective of this country is to get from one to the next and hope that they get there seamlessly. And when they leave the office, there has been something improved. Okay. That is what we're trying to do. But we know that the last two presidents that were there, okay, of Bush and Obama, things were not improved. Okay, neither one of them. You can say that Obama did great. He didn't improve jack. Okay, but again, neither Bush nor Obama improved this country. Donald Trump has done a dramatic job in helping to fix this country, and he's torn down part of that swamp. Okay, because one of the reasons that both sides hate him is because they ain't getting that free dole, and those guys aren't getting that free cash from the outside. In the meantime, again, like him or hate him, he's the president. You should support him until he's not. You don't want him in? Get him voted out in 2020. Have a great weekend, everybody. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. As always, I thank you so much for being a part of the show. It's always great to be here with you. And of course, we'll see you back here tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update. In the meantime, have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Enjoy. We'll see you tomorrow.